October 31st, Samhain, the old Celtic Irish holiday marking the start of winter, the last harvest, a time to check to make sure that what you have gathered throughout the year and what you have in your stores will help you last through the long nights of winter. The cold winds blow down off the hills through the trees, moaning and sighing. Those voices on the wind were thought to be the deceased, coming to check on their loved ones and to just ride through the night sky. Many looked on this night as a night of fear, leaving gifts and offerings to appease the spirits, hoping to avoid their vengeance and to receive a blessing for the coming year. Many in the witchy and pagan community use this night to connect with our familial dead and our heroic ancestors, whether they are family or not, to look into their family trees and honor those that came before. This year, it has a specific and extra special meaning for me. As anybody that has watched my channel in the last year knows, I have lost my father back in March. I am now in a rather good spot, and I am going to do my first dedicated ancestral ritual tonight for him. He had a famous sweet tooth among the family, a love for zebra cakes, fudge rounds, anything sugary and ultra sweet, and cokes. I spent many a night just sitting beside his hospital bed, talking to him, feeding him zebra cakes or cookies, as we sipped a drink and watched TV together, whether it was 2 a.m. horse performances like show jumping or carriage driving on some random channel in the 200s on the TV, or talking over a western that he's seen 1,000 times and I've seen hundreds of times just from spending time with him. The lone regret I really have regarding my father is that I didn't ask him more about our family history. I had started writing down stories, taking in little bits of familial lore. I didn't ask enough. I didn't write down enough. And those stories are gone. My father's still here. I feel him. I think about him every day. I love him. And well, I'm going to reconnect. He's got a dedicated ritual coming his way. It's going to be just something simple. My wife and I are going to open a drink for him, set out a cake, and just spend time in his presence. He's here. Everybody has somebody in their life that they've lost. Someone is gone. Tonight is a night to reconnect, to honor them. Many will do it by dumb supper, or visiting and tending the graves, clearing of debris, cleaning of stones. Grief is a very tricky thing, and it is a long process to get through. I know it was a fairly long road for me. Be perfectly fine and then be listening to music, and tears will just kind of come as a memory crosses my way. But now, I hear those same songs that months before would have me crying, and I just can't help but smile. There's a lot of good memory there, a lot of precious memory there. The one regret I have is that he didn't have more time with my young niece. She was the light of his world, and she's going to grow up in a world without her grandfather Kevin in it. But When I'm around her, I'm going to tell her stories, show her pictures, and he will live on. It's an act of love to grieve, to mourn. It's also an act of love to heal. Those that have gone don't want you to suffer with it. It can be a process and it can take time. It should take time, and we owe it to ourselves to give ourselves that time. We also need to realize when we need to take those times and those moments, and when you've done enough and it's time to go forward. The leaves may fall, be blown on the winds, scattering to the four directions. The dead may ride in the howling wild hunt. The veil between the worlds thin or not there. I tend to believe it's not there most of the time. The work that we do tonight is a sacred and important thing. If you do anything, you don't need to do something for every Sabbath or Espit. Sometimes taking that time in silence for you is what's needed, and that is sacred as well. Speech, joy, laughter, song, sacred. Silence, even more so. Because when you are silent, you can hear, you can feel. You can pick up things that may have been hidden, hear voices that may have been whispered softly. Tonight, and then the nights ahead, take a moment to sit silent, listen to the winds blow through the tree, watch the winds blow across the water, and maybe you will hear them. The voices of the ancestors and the honored dead. Take the time this Samhain for yourself, for your loved ones, to remember, to feel that happiness, that sense of loss. Honor them both, but also to honor the joy, and to create new memories, new practices. Recall the love. Recall that feeling of family. Love what you have. Love what you've lost. Remember and go forward. Tonight is a night to plan as well. Draw your runes. Draw your tarot cards. Charge your stones. Charge your cards. Ask for blessings from your family and the spirits you work with. I hope that this Samhain is a good day for you. You get all the things you desire to get done. The memories of those that are gone, keep them alive. What is dead will never die again.